is probate court? You might hear or read that the point of estate planning is to avoid probate court. So, probate court is simply a court system. It's just a court system. Every state has their own court system where the judge says who's in charge of an estate. So if you pass away, who's in charge of making sure your assets go to the heirs who are legally entitled to them? It's also a court system that makes sure if someone, whether it's a minor child or an incapacitated adult, that they have someone else that the court has selected to be in charge of their assets and to make their medical decisions. So the court system is one way to think of it is it's a plan, so to speak, for those without a plan. So if you haven't done estate planning to avoid probate court, you're leaving the probate court judge to figure out who's in charge of your finances if you're incapacitated, who's guardian of your children if something happens to you and you leave minor children, who's in charge of getting your assets gathered and inventoried, paying your creditors, and ultimately making distribution of your estate out to your heirs. And that's where a probate court judge is going to have to fill in those gaps. It's a court proceeding. So your family members or your loved ones have to go through probate to help you or help your estate. And they get a case number. It's just like any other proceeding in court. Records are public, and the judge is deciding things along the way. Probate court, though, is not a must when it comes to estate planning. You can try to avoid probate with your estate plan if you sit down and you actually put things in writing ahead of time. But to the extent that any estate planning that you maybe did online or did yourself is missing any of these key components, or if you didn't do an estate plan at all, then the probate court there is to fill in the gaps. Think of it as a default plan.